should have customizable layouts by default, like in your actual settings in Halo. You should be able to say, hey, I want my right bumper to be aim down sight. You should be able to customize that. And because you don't have that, you should be able to buy a controller that feels comfortable and you can get used to on your own, so you can play the best competitively that you can. Whereas, and not be
Exactly.
limited by the control schemes that
It's
you're provided with.
it's not an issue that PC gamers ever have to deal with. I mean, they can use any kind of mouse or keyboard and any kind of button set up like keybinds they want. It's completely up to the individual's preference as to how they want to set their controls up, and it's still a skill based environment in competitive games because it's based on like more than just controller execution. It's based on like your mental game and your own execution with your own setup. It's not like everybody playing the same thing may seem fairer initially, but I feel like video games are more of a mental thing anyway. And like restricting some people based on hardware, especially if they've got like if there's some kind of physical like illness or whatever you may have that makes using a standard controller incredibly difficult, but you can still otherwise play the game just fine. There should be ways around that. It should always be down to the users, whatever the user's most comfortable with. And it means you don't have to get carpal tunnel syndrome from clawing consistently.
And back to the clawing thing. Another thing is by making, for example, one controller scheme across all the games, it makes the game a little more accessible to people who are new.
That it does.
It makes it a little easier for them. Didn't we have fish sticks, or did Call of Duty has fish sticks where they tried to like put in buffer jumper?
Halo 4 had fish sticks.
That's what it was,
which made it like zoom was on the left trigger, so it was kind of like
and so that makes it so maybe Call of Duty players will want to not get as destroyed and maybe try it out a little more.
Fish stick actually had a pretty good use in Halo 4 in that it only zoomed in for as long as you held it. So unzooming was just a case of letting it go, which with the flinch thing was kind of useful, like for keeping your like reticle under control. I couldn't get away with it personally because I was playing Halo and my muscle memory was like, you zoom with the right stick. But it did make, I think for Halo 4's flinch mechanism, it made sense to actually use that if you wanted more control, especially with the sniper.
What do you guys feel? I mean, we've got 4 completely different games all on one disc, accessible to everyone. I'm going to go ahead and say that Halo 2 is going to be the #1 played and, most enjoyed game. I think that H2A and Halo 3 will be a very close second. I think those will kind of vary between, who and what playlists and whatnot. I think Halo 1 will have a very small but very, very tight fan base of, people who are just amazing at Halo 1. What are you guys' thoughts? Give me what you think.
I think Halo 2 Anniversary is going to be the most popular initially, like the first month or so. And then I think the lack of maps on it, unless they update the matchmaking to include forged stuff really quickly, like and high quality forged stuff as well, not just slapping the latest midship or whatever in.
Audley's map pack.
Stuff that looks good as well, that they've all just taken a clear like amount of time to build a genuinely good aesthetic over. If they can do that and keep the game supported with community content, it might last a bit longer. But I think overall we're going to see Halo 3 is going to come out as the most popular just because it had the biggest install base overall. So more people are going to be more likely to be most familiar with it or have started with Halo 3. So they'll feel most comfortable with that. And then after a while longer, I think that'll die down as people have explored the other games. And Halo 2 Classic will end up being the most popular. I think Halo 4, I'm hoping, is going to stay dead last all throughout because of how drastically different it is compared to all the other games with the addition of sprint and flinch. Like its shooting and movement are vastly different.
Mao brings up a good point. He said in the chat that H2A will be largest because of the competitive playlist. The esports playlist will pretty much solely have H2A. So I feel like that's...
MLG was never like that big population compared to like Team Slayer, Social
Well,
Slayer, that kind of stuff, and
The
other
thing
games.
is, everyone who's saying, "Oh my God, I can't wait for Master Chief Collection so I can slap people on Halo 1 and Halo 2," they're going to realize that the only people they're going to be playing with are the same people they've been playing with over the past 10 years on Xbox Connect and Halo 2 Vista. They're not going to be playing against anyone new. So they're going to go over to the esports playlist and actually play the current title that's being used in the competitive scene.
I don't know.
It's
I
going
don't
to
see
bring
it.
a lot of people over there.
I don't see the diehard Halo 1 fans ever moving on. I mean, they've got their game. They've
Yeah.
turned that game into an art form. It's not going to, there's no reason for them to play anything else because they've got the competition already there.
I really hope that like a grassroots Halo 2 or Halo CE 2v2 scene emerges at least.
I want to see multi-game events where like you go and they're running Halo 1 2v2s and Halo 4 like Halo 2
Like
4v4s.
what the Smash community has
Yeah,
done with
like what the fighting
Melee
game community
Brawl
does.
and Project AM.
Yeah, like like have tournaments for the best way to play each game, and it would be great if we could even get like Griffball and some BTB in there. Anything that people want to sign up for over the weekend, even if it's not like a strict tournament, but maybe just exhibition matches or something. Just something that brings the community together, no matter what their preference is,
You know
and
what
lets
would
them
make
have a
doing
good
those so
event.
much easier? If we had a fucking spectator mode already.
That is
Yeah,
really
we,
the only
we
thing
need a
this collection's
spectator
supposed to-
mode as quickly as possible. Would make things a lot easier. A lot
That-
easier.
The Halo channel looks kind of like a attempt at a hacky kind of workaround for that. They've done something
Yeah.
When
with
does that go
Twitch.
live? Does that
It
go
goes
live
live on the 11th.
on the? Okay, I kind of figured they would have it for the event.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
hope so, but I'm pretty sure it's right on the 11th, and then
Okay.
you can get Titanfall and all that other, or Nightfall and all that other good Halo stuff. But
I bet
Vitoad
I'm
brought
gonna
up
go to that,
something
actually.
really good in the chat about Halo 2 will have a lot of pros playing it and streaming it because the current active pros are going to be the ones playing the esports playlist. And that's going to be they're going to be the ones playing that. Everyone's going to be watching them rather than
Yeah.
some Halo 1 elitist. And it's going to be there. Halo 2 Anniversary also has the only FFA playlist and the only pure social playlist besides Big Team Battle, which goes across the different games. So Halo 2 Anniversary is being catered to by 343 because they want people on Halo 2 Anniversary. If they have their new guy, sorry to keep going, but if they have the new people buying Xbox Ones to play Halo for the first time, they're not going to want to go to Halo 1 or 2 where they're going to get destroyed by elitists that know everything about it and have 10 plus years of experience in a completely different game than Halo 2 Anniversary. That it's just 343 needs to cater to those newer people to keep it fresh in that game. They need to keep people playing that new version of the game, 1080p, 60 frames per second. That's going to be the only thing people want to watch.
Well, all of the games are on 1080p, 60 frames per second, so.
But they're just
streams are
not
gonna look-
graphically on par.
Right, but streams for any of them are still going to look much better than any current footage on the internet.
But no one's going to watch the 10-year-old game when its graphics are, even though it's 1080p, 60 frames per second, it's just not going to look as good or appealing. People I just don't think the other ones are going to be nearly as big.
No, I agree. The casual viewer is, like, graphics are a big pull for the casual viewer. I agree.
Like, look at like Ninja or like Nated or Formal or any of these people. They're going to have 300-400 people watching their stream, and like Uni said, they're going to be streaming the esports playlist, which is going to be specifically H2A. So that is a huge group of people that are partaking in that event. Someone just typed in the chat, much brain.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm definitely in the minority, though, who would go and watch Halo 1 or Halo 2 Classic over a Halo 2 tournament if there were good players playing it.
Yeah, and that's going to be very minor, because if you look at the people, like, go for it, Funzbob.
I just think, the H1 population is there, and there's, let's say, 500, and that's a good population. But like you said earlier, they want 2v2, not 4v4. So they might play 4v4 when when that playlist comes out for now. But until they get the
No, they'll be
2v2,
in customs.
they're going to
2v2
stick to
customs.
customs.
That's what I'm
And
doing.
you know, while people will watch that, to a newcomer from, you know, let's say Reach, Halo 4, or Call of Duty, watching a 2v2 Halo 1, they don't know what they're watching. You know, they would much rather watch, you know, a pro like Ninja or, you know, Naded or, you know, Mickwin or anyone really, Ace, play a game that is more similar to what they're used to, you know, in that sense, if that makes, you know, whatever.
If somebody's coming over from Call of Duty and they've never watched Halo before, it doesn't matter which Halo they're watching. They're not going to really have much of an idea of what's going
They're
on.
not gonna watch Halo 1. I guarantee you, they will not
No,
watch Halo 1.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying, you know, if you've never played Halo before and you suddenly start watching it, it is a it is a bit of a foreign experience.
And I
A
feel
lot
like
of it, a
there's
lot of it is down to the quality of commentary. Actually, like any game can be difficult to watch at first. But if it's got good commentary that helps you understand it, it makes a huge difference as to how enjoyable it is to watch.
I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. I will play Halo 1. I will play Halo 2. I will play every game that, you know, that is on this disc eventually.
Even
You
Halo
know,
4.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets picked, I mean, I'm not gonna rage quit and throw my Xbox in the air and punch my cat. Like I'm gonna keep playing it. You know what I mean?
You better not punch your cat. I will call
Yeah.
PETA.
It's my girlfriend's cat, so I definitely cannot punch it. But you know, I will play every game. Sure, I don't want to play Halo 4, but if it gets picked, I will go with it. You know.
Well,
Do
Bob, I
think?
promise you right now, we are not picking Halo 4 for BTB competitive.
Yeah, no, and I'm saying in matchmaking. I'm saying in
Oh.
I'm saying in matchmaking. I'm not saying in the, you know, competitive scene. I'm saying if I'm searching Team Slayer and I match Halo 4 kids and they pick Halo 4 because they know they're gonna have a better advantage over me, like that's smart on their part. Yeah, it's shitty, but it is what it is, you know. It's
I just quit.
like when you play. It's like when we all played Team Slayer in Halo 3 and we got standoff versus, you know, construct. Like it was an easy decision on our part. Like you know, you veto, you don't veto. You play to your abilities.
but I
I'm
think
just going to
that's
avoid any playlist that has Halo 3 or Halo 4 in it.
So you're gonna stick to the pure playlists that only have the individual games in them?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did I ask about
if half of what's in the playlist is something I really don't want to play to the point that I like would rather quit the game and deal with the quit ban, then why even play the playlist? Especially if with 1,000 friends, I can probably get customs going in about the time it takes to find a match if you just spam invites and ask around on Skype.
Yeah.
The huge friend list is going to be a big positive for customs, definitely.
Well, and
Yeah.
like, you know, different sites have yeah, you know,
Player
friend builders
finders and stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
friend
silver
finders,
gamer
you know,
tags to add.
like honestly, I've probably gotten a solid 20 people add me on Xbox One, and I did no idea until I, you know, signed into Xbox on my phone, and it was like you have, you know, 20 new friends. I was like, I don't even know how this works. But yeah, you know, like you know, having 1,000 people on your friends list is ridiculous. Like that's unheard. Like I can't. That's ridiculous. And being able to stream, like, can you imagine the amount of streams we're gonna see? Like
yeah,
when
everyone's
this
gonna be
happens?
streaming now.
I think
Like
it's gonna be
every
great.
single person is gonna stream. Like you're never, you know, like all your friends. You're gonna be able to watch your friends no matter what, you know, what you're doing.
Yeah, just like think of, and you know you can like snap Twitch to the side of your thing. So if you're playing a
Yeah.
2v2, you could actually, you and your teammate both stream and watch each other stream on the side of your Xbox, like your TV
There
screen or
might be
monitor or
some
whatever.
serious delay, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there might be, but it's still like gives you an
Like
idea of what's
13,
going on.
14 seconds default.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 15, something like
Oh
that.
well, that kind of makes it useless. I thought it would be closer to 5 seconds.
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
When they
Yeah,
made
Twitch is pretty
the
bad
updates,
for that.
they added a delay to everybody.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Never mind, there goes that plan.
But
Simulating split screen via Twitch is no longer an option.
yeah. I think that's gonna be pretty much it. We
I'm
covered
out.
most of the topics for today.
I believe
Does
so.
anyone have any other topics they want to do
Well,
for our last conversations?
To extend on the streaming thing a little bit, when we get back to having BTB events, each team won't just have 1 or 2 dedicated streamers now. Anybody on the team could stream as long as their internet connection can hold it and
Oh yeah.
play the game at the same time. So
Yeah.
I don't know
when you
whether
can
that's
capture it all and
that's
upload it
gonna-
to YouTube instantly.
potentially that's gonna like spread viewers out a lot, whereas having like one for each team does kind of focus it more. But I think it's gonna be a good thing as well,
Well-
because then if you like want to watch a specific player or even just flick between different viewpoints in the game, you can do that just by changing streams.
Yeah, it
And
definitely
if
having
we
the
get a
ability
multi-stream
to
feature up
stream.
on the site as well, you could set like a viewpoint from like maybe 2 viewpoints from each team or something up on a 4-way split or whatever. It would be you get a much better idea of what's going on in the game if you can being able to see more at once. I'm looking forward to it. I think the Master Chief Collection is going to be a really great thing for anybody who likes Halo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how people can find negatives. Every day
Well-
day I get updates from IGN or whatever.
It's Halo C PC version instead of the Halo CE Xbox version.
I'll take it.
That's a
the
big
two-
negative to the PC or to the CE guys.
It is, because the timers are completely fucked on the PC version, and that
and
split
the
screen issue.
weapon, like the pistol's aim is messed up or something, like the magnetism or something.
Oh yeah, it always has spread on PC. It doesn't have accurate fire, which is friggin' stupid. And that field of view thing that's going around at the moment, that's a pretty big issue if you were intending to play split screen.
For some reason, I feel like the Xbox One people aren't doing that. I feel like the generation of people that have the Xbox One aren't as younger of a crowd as they used to be. I feel like with how expensive the Xbox One and everything is, the people who are buying that right now are a much older crowd, and you're not gonna sit in your house. I mean, yeah, there's still LANs. Don't get me wrong. There's still there's still tournaments, but I feel like most people are just playing by themselves, with friends. I don't feel like
the majority of people are, and in that case, it's actually an improvement, because the field of view on Halo 1 Anniversary was 86 degrees, whereas full screen on the original Halo 1 was only 70. So it's actually improved for people who are going to play full screen. But if you wanted to go to a LAN and you wanted to play split screen, you kind of still have to use the old hardware, the original Xbox, original discs. If you want it to be anything, if you want it to be exactly as you remember, like 343 said it would be. So for the people who do that, it's possibly a pretty big disincentive to actually buy an Xbox One and buy the Master Chief Collection. But for everybody else, it's an improvement. So hopefully it can be resolved and get to a point where everybody's happy.
Agreed.
So that sound like a good note to end on for everyone?
Shot.
Yeah, works for me.
All right, guys. So
Wrap it
this
up.
was Funzbob, Matclan, and Audley here bringing you guys your Big Team Battle TV live show for the first time in quite some time. And we hope to be bringing it again next week. Is that right? Can you do it, Funzbob? Next Saturday?
I'll let you know. Yes, probably.
All right, guys. So just look forward. Make sure to follow the stream to know when we go live with some Big Team Battle gameplay or another talk show. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Red Bull.
See ya.
Where's my cat?
All right, Ruben, I feel like you can cut it.